teams. First, the GW Grand Grizzlies. Guard number 0, Arnaya Shomui. Guard number 1, Manuel Alvarez. Another guard, number 2, Sam Manis. He's a forward, number 3, William Woodgren. Guard number 4, Jared Hall. Another guard, number 5, Josiah McGrew. Guard number 7, Travis Martin. Guard number 8, Brody Jensen. He's a forward, number 9, Colby Bissett. Guard number 10, Clay Kurtz. And forward number 11, Aiden Buchanan. Guard number 12, Seth Harder. Another guard number 13, John Marco Urbano. And for number 14, Sam Gertson. He's a guard at number 15, Jude Hall. Forward number 16, Zach Lim. Another forward number 21, Matthias Lim. And finally forward number 50, Jaden Watson. Head coach Jake Norza, assistant coaches Mark Perlello, DJ Clem, and Ryan Gibson, the GW Grand Grizzlies. And now, let's meet the Vernon Panthers. He's a guard number 4, Zach Smith. Forward number 5, Liam Reed. At guard number 6, Ethan Raymond. And another guard number 7, Trent Charlton. Guard number 8, Isaiah Ondrik. And forward number 9, David Sid. Guard number 10, Sundar Blair.
And forward number 11, Jimmy Atwall. He's a forward number 12, Kevin Morgan. And guard number 13, Nathan Tinker. Guard number 14, Lul Barahanu. And finally at forward number 15, Jacob Plank. Head coach Malcolm Reed, assistant coaches Sean Smith, Bob Corbett, the Vernon Panthers. The officials for this semifinal game, Steve Nickel, Lucas Wera, and Cam Omo.
Good evening, basketball fans. I'm Max Sussman. With me is Zach Griffin. You're watching the BC Boys AAA Provincial Semifinals here on TFSCTV.ca. One team's already punched their ticket to the finals. That's the 1-seed Dutchess Park Condors. And the 2-seed Vernon Panthers trying to punch their ticket for the second year in a row. Isaiah Ondrik, the star of this Panthers team. He's out there with Zach Smith, Liam Reed, Kevin Morgan, and Trent Charlton. They'll have to contest with the GW Grand Grizzlies and the Klim twins, Zach and Matthias, out there along with Clay Kurtz, Cairo Almarez, and this man, number 15, Jude Hall. And Zach, this Vernon Panthers team, extremely athletic is an understatement.
Oh my goodness, it is. This is a team that's basically Ondrik is the main ball player and just freak football type athletes, so explosive, so quick, so fast. And they're going to be centered around Ondrik. And yeah, this is a tough squad, and they've been on the warpath basically from the moment that final horn sounded last year.
The finish is good for Jude Hall. He's got the game's first 2 points, and the point guard for the Panthers, Zach Smith, 2-time BC Boys 2A Provincials football champion, as the quarterback of the Vernon Panthers.
Yeah, and he is super shifty, quite diminutive out there, but he is fast, he makes decisions really well, and he's a great defender.
What a feed from Morgan inside, and the finish, Liam Reed. Back to Zach Smith. You will find no more explosive player in any of the 4 tournaments here this weekend.
No, not a chance. This foot speed is out of this world. Imagine what he can do on a football field.
I just wish, I want to see this team. Like, they've won 2 back-to-back Provincial Championships. They were undefeated last year. I mean, and last year was like, it was all just about the athleticism. The only guy scoring the ball for them was Isaiah Ondrik. Here's Almarez. Hands off, Klim. Inside, Kurtz kicks out for Hall. Dish to Klim, the finish is there, and Zach Klim puts it in.
And that's really gonna be the test. 2 dominant bigs, the Klims. See what Vernon can do to contest that kind of size, and see what they can do decision-making wise against this zone press we've seen so much of through all the tournaments this year.
A 2-2-1. It was a 1-2-2 in the last possession. Almarez made it happen by himself. Smith for Reed. Kevin Morgan driving on Klim. Nice dish. Again, Reed and Morgan connecting inside.
And there wasn't really a quick cut. There was such a huge triple team, and Morgan so composed, waited, and finally Reed made that cut, but he didn't really like explode to it, just kind of walked like, okay, I'll get there when I get there, and made the pass, and it was a good finish.
Graham boasting the literal twin towers in the Klim twins. Such a luxury to have 2 6'10" players.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
You want to talk about size. It's size versus athleticism here, no problem. Reed across the timeline for Ondrik. Isaiah Ondrik, baseline, Morgan. Kicks into the corner, back to Smith. Giving up a foot of height to Klim, trying to post him up. Now Ondrik wants a screen. Ondrik pulls up, free throw line jumper, no. Rebound, Zach Smith got it over Zach Klim. That's what we're talking about, not just fast, incredible leaping ability for Zach Smith. Smith inside, dishes, back out, 3-ball, no good. Another offensive rebound for Reed. Ondrik's floater is good. Zach Smith, got the rebound. That's 2 offensive rebounds for the shortest player on the court.
And that was very reminiscent during the stretch run last year in that final game versus North Delta. We thought that game was over. They managed to kill 90 seconds of clock time just by Zach Smith offensive rebounds. So small out there, but he's willing to take those hits. He takes hits all the time in his other sport. He's so willing to just battle to get every single rebound.
You're not going to hit a football player and a quarterback at that as hard in a basketball game as he's been hit in practice for football. He's ready for it. Can they get Isaiah Ondrik going? So far it's been all Liam Reed and Kevin Morgan on offense. They break the press, no problem. Reed looking baseline, tough shot. Here's Clay Kurtz for the Grizzlies. Kurtz right to the rack over Ondrik, no, but a foul is called. It'll be on Smith or Ondrik.
Stops are going to be so important in this one to get those runouts. It looks like GW Graham is going to be running that 2-2-1 zone press until Vernon forces them to break it. So if you were Vernon, you got to get stops to prevent them from setting up that defense. And if you're GW Graham, whenever you can get those steals from that press, you got to make sure you finish them.
This is a Vernon team who's yet to allow 45 points in a game, though. A phenomenal defensive squad. This was true last year. That finals was 46-45 or something
It was
like
a
that.
grind out type of a finals.
You can see two, if Vernon makes the finals, it'll be two amazing defenses.
I think it's like 48-46
Yeah.
final, yeah.
Kurtz gets an extra look at the free throw as Kevin Morgan had a lane violation there, and it's a 1-point lead for Graham. This Panthers team, it's title or bust. They're not going to be satisfied with second place or even playing in the third place game. Here's Ondrik. Ondrik, three, over Klim. No good. Rebound, Reed puts it back. No. Ball out of bounds, off of Liam Reed. They're getting looks for Isaiah Ondrik, which could spell disaster for Graham if his shot starts falling.
And they're also doing a very good job at crashing. That was going to be a nice rebound for Morgan, but he tried to slap it down and went off his teammate's arm. He was going to have clear possession of it. Right now the Clem's kind of getting mitigated by the just pure physicalness of the Panthers.
Hall trying to go up and under, no. Smith wins the battle for the ball. Look at Zach Smith go. Right to the rack. Smith lays it up, no. The rebound is Zach Klim. Kurtz pushing on Ondrik. Kurtz tied up, but a foul called on Ondrik. That's his second, and that's a problem for the Panthers.
And Ondrik is kind of waving to his coach, don't take me out. 2 fouls, not even 5 minutes into the first quarter. You can't really take that risk.
That'll be all we'll see of Isaiah Ondrik most likely in this first quarter. In for him, number 13, Nathan Trinker, 5'10", 11th grader, and that makes the Panthers a lot smaller. Ondrik at 6'5", the tallest player on this team.
But yeah, he's the one who's kind of roaming around the perimeter. It's been Morgan and Smith doing the bulk of the rebounding.
That is sustainable for Zach Smith. We've seen him do it.
It's not a fluke thing.
No, it's not like, oh, the little guy got a rebound.
How cute.
That's what he does. Here's Tinker. Inside Reed, high-low for Morgan. Morgan rejected. Matthias Klim comes over from the weak side to help his brother.
And that was a picture-perfect way of breaking the press. In, out, ball in the middle, kick to the outside. That's great passing against the zone. But yeah, you can't teach that kind of length. Sometimes they just get you the hand on the ball. You just got to put your head down and forget about it.
Reed was looking inside. Here's a foot race, Almarez versus Smith. And Almarez can't finish the rebound for Tinker. And with Ondrik on the bench, Zach, it's going to be a lot of Zach Smith action here. Smith wants a pick. Gets it. Now he gets a switch with Hall. Skip pass. Tinker inside. The finish is not there. And it's Trent Charlton, who's just undersized, going up against the Clims inside.
Yeah, you can only battle so long before the length is just going to get there. And when you play a 2-3 zone and two of the guys down low are 6'10", and they're already in rebounding positioning.
Kurtz nearly lost it. Hall, three. No good. Rebound. Klim wins it with height. That's Zach Klim to his brother Matthias. Baseline jumper, no. Klim saves it, but it's going to be Vernon ball. Klim's got to find his way back onto the floor. Reed, Smith, kicks, corner triple, blocked by Matthias Klim. A clean block on a jump shot, and Graham wants to run. Jake Muritzen exhorting his team to get out and push. Kurtz shrugs off Smith. Hall, ball fake, dishes, nearly intercepted. Klim to Klim. Matthias, the step back jumper, no.
Yeah, they can't be settling for outside jump shots from the Clims. You got that kind of size, you don't shoot from outside the paint, period.
They got 8 inches on the tallest Panther out there. Skip pass. Smith in the corner. Zach Smith, baseline kicks. Reed with 6. Tinker couldn't make the catch, and it's out of bounds. Graham ball. GW Graham bringing the student section out. And a timeout called by Malcolm Reed and the Vernon Panthers as his son Liam turns that ball over.
Yeah, on that possession, Trent Charlton kind of got stuck. He was just going baseline. there is a premise you can overload a zone, but when you're just kind of in between the guy with the ball and the postman, you're just basically making it easier. You're making it a 2-on-3, like a 3-on-2 against you, so you can have 3 defenders guarding 2 guys, and you're not really doing anything. So a little bit chaotic on the offensive end. It's one thing to game plan against a zone defense. It's one thing to game plan against, okay, there's going to be 2 really tall guys out there, but once you've seen it, you've seen the intensity that they're going to bring, and you've actually seen what 6'10" in a 2-3 zone times 2 looks like. Now you need to make a little bit more of adjustment. Remember how we said we're going to do this? Okay, make a little bit, because they've seen a couple things. They've seen this high-low action. They've seen it get blocked once or twice, but they know they can get the looks, and they got to look to maybe try and get a little bit better dribble penetration. Zach Smith, every time he's put the ball on the floor against this zone, he's been able to get it to collapse and kick out. Just got to start seeing the shots go down.
One thing about this Panthers team, not a great shooting squad, which when you've got the kind of interior presence of the Klim twins, can present unique problems.
And that's why that 2 fouls on Ondrik early hurts. One of the few guys who you are very confident over the course of the season who's been able to hit outside shots and is willing to take outside shots. If he's not there, you know the dribble drive is coming. You can pull that zone defense in and just make it a traffic jam in the key.
And dare guys like Zach Smith and Liam Reed and Trent Charlton to beat you from deep. Make them do it till they show you they can. Here's Clay Kurtz. Almarez lost the ball. Reed has a trailer with him, and Reed had it taken away by Almarez. It'll stay Panthers basketball, but a 2-on-1, no shot even attempted there.
Well, right now the momentum is really in favor of GW Graham. They're the ones who are kind of getting in on the offense, getting on the action, a little bit momentum swing early, but they've only got a 2-point lead.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to pull away with Ondrik on the bench. Jude Hall lost the handle. Panthers ball. And as much as we talked about Vernon's athleticism and you know their lack of shooting, Ondrik is probably the best overall player on the floor tonight.
Yeah, and he's the one who primarily creates his own shots, who can look to kind of just shot clock 7-6 seconds left, get the shot off. So again, that's why it's saying, if he's not out there, that's going to be a problem. Oh, I like that
low
play.
For Reed, but it's blocked again. Reed to the floor, ties it up, but no whistle. Continuation as Cairo Almarez goes one-on-one with Charlton, nearly lost it again. Almarez, tough shot, no good. The long rebound, Charlton couldn't get it. Back to Almarez, his 3, yes! 11-6 with 2 to go in the first. And the Panthers haven't scored since Isaiah Ondrik went to the bench. Here's Reed to Morgan. Skips it across. Charlton, high post for Morgan. No movement for the Panthers. Morgan's just going to shoot it. A 3rd block for Matthias Klim. And it has been all the Klims here.
Yeah, and
defensively.
It's especially defensively. They have taken away the paint, what so many of these Vernon players are comfortable with. Maybe not the best outside shooters, so they want to attack. Good luck.
And a foul called as Clay Kurtz got hit on the way up. Sub for the Grizzlies, Aiden Buchanan along with Jared Hall will check in. Almarez will sit along with Jude Hall. Nope, along with Matthias Klim. 3 blocks in the first quarter here.
So Vernon really has to capitalize. You only got one 6'10" guy out there. Maybe
it's still not great.
It's still not the best of situations, that's for sure. They just gotta find a way to score the basketball.
And without their best shooter out there, it's gonna have to be turnovers and fast breaks, but Graham has done such a good job getting back on defense when they've turned the ball over. We saw 2 different 2-on-1s where the Panthers didn't even get a shot off. There's a touchdown pass from Zach Smith. Reed to Smith. Smith, now Charlton. Back to Smith in the corner. Morgan looking to post up on Klim. Morgan up and under, can't get the roll. And a foul called. It's on Liam Reed.
Yeah, leaving Morgan one-on-one against Klim is a tough ask for the senior. Just getting his own shot is one thing, but trying to finish over that length is so difficult. It's a lot to ask, and you can't be relying on that. They've got to get a lot more ball movement, a lot more cutting action, and try to pull away the Klims. In this case, Zach just pull him away from the basketball hoop.
Hall stops baseline, brings it back up. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hall drives, kicks. Buchanan inside, stolen. Charlton ahead, he's got Smith, the lead pass. Smith, the layup is too hard, and it's out of bounds. Graham ball. 6-0 run over the last 5 minutes of this quarter. And I mean, it's the pace that Vernon likes, though.
Yeah.
They want a gritty defensive game, but they need Ondrik out there to match the scoring.
Yeah, exactly. And anything in the half court, you want to run through them. Yeah, those 2 fouls early are really putting them in behind the 8 ball here.
5 seconds. Here's Jude Hall. Hall with 3, lost his footing and lost possession. Maybe we'll see the long pass from Zach Smith.
We're going to see him go long. Oh, here we go.
Jump ball for Morgan. He gets it off, but not in time, and that'll do it for the first quarter. 12-6. GW Graham throws the first punch. We'll see if Vernon can answer in just a moment here on TFSETV.ca. You want to talk about a rock fight. These two teams, a combined 7 for 33 from the floor in that quarter. That's why this score looks like a defensive football game at the moment. I'm Max Sussman. With me is Zach Griffin. You're watching BC Boys 3A Provincial Basketball semifinal action here on TFSETV.ca. 12-6 the lead. The 3-seed GW Graham Grizzlies lead the 2-seed Vernon Panthers. Isaiah Ondrik back on the floor. And Zach, without Ondrik on the floor, the Panthers 0 from the field.
Yes, but they were able to keep it 6 points is all they gave up, the plus minus. So overall, if you were to tell Vernon that they'd be down Ondrik for the entire first quarter and only be down 6, you'd take it.
Smith misses the 3. You'd have to assume there'd be some progression back to the mean at some point for both of these teams from the floor. Smith, another rebound. Smith finds Charlton a lead pass, and he's fouled. Almarez late to close out, and that is the benefit of a player like Zach Smith running your offense. Is the vision to find guys down the court is kind of unprecedented here.
I'm surprised he doesn't keep it tucked, under the chin, keep it guarded.
And maybe the best sub 5'10" rebounder we've ever seen at this tournament. First free throw no good for Charlton. Second one is good, and the Panthers snap their 5.5-minute scoreless streak finally. Cairo Almarez doubled. This Vernon defense, they're just going to go man-to-man and assume that they can beat you that way, and they, for the most part, can. Almarez with Charlton on him, kicks. Zach Klim, baseline jumper, no. Here come the Panthers. Ondrik fouled.
And they're going to need Ondrik not only for his scoring, but if he can start drawing fouls, because he's the one they're going to really have to respect the dribble drive. So if they can get into the bench and start getting to the foul line, it's a nice, easy way of just clawing back and try and get back into this game.
Graham goes back to the Twin Towers.
What a luxury to have.
They've been running, I mean, and then you can give them rest, but keep one on the floor at all times. Very 99 Spurs. Ondrik, the little fade, no good. Here come the Grizzlies. Jude Hall with Tinker on him. Hall right to the rack, off the window, no. The rebound, Morgan. Jude Hall drew the short straw. He's got to guard Ondrik. Smith.
And Kurtz is the one who has to, well, they're playing the 2-3 zone, but someone's going to have to run around guarding Smith as well.
Charlton misses the three. Rebound is on the floor. Ondrik's got it, but there's a whistle. And I think a kickball call.
Yeah, it definitely bounced off someone's leg, so it's going to stay with Vernon.
Is it a kickball if it just hits your foot, though?
You're rolling around, your leg's kind of flailing all over the place. If it kicks it, it kicks it.
Having Ondrik back on the floor allows him to put him in the middle of that 2-3 zone and just let him create.
You like him to be the decision maker. You like him to be the one in the middle with the basketball, and then the defense has to respect it, so they collapse around him and you can find cutters. The problem is with the Clims, they can close a lot of gap in a very short amount of time.
Smith, his pass intercepted by Matthias Klim. And the finish from Jude Hall over Ondrik. Vernon's gonna slowly get it up the court. Another kick, as nothing is coming easy for the Panthers in this one.
But they are being super patient. They really haven't committed too many turnovers from this press. It is slowing them down a little bit, but that's what we talk about. They want to run. We have seen when they get the stops what they want to do. When they score, it slows down their offense. It creates this little bit of a snowball effect.
Charlton, baseline jumper, no. Morgan into Clay Kurtz, and he traveled. Finally, Morgan had a size advantage over somebody, and he just kind of rushed it.
And that's exactly it. When you're battling with someone double your size, and all of a sudden you get like a little bit of a mismatch, you just want to get the shot up before, because you know it's coming sometime. You have to get that shot up, and that's when those mistakes start to happen.
Kurtz wants ISO on Jimmy Otwell, gets it to Matthias Klim, and a 9-point lead for Graham. 13 minutes into this game, they've given up 7 points. I guess either way, we're going to see a crazy defensive matchup in the finals at this point.
Man, yeah, whoever has to go against Duchess is, oh my goodness.
Matthias Klim with another rejection. That's 4 for him. And he stares down his fellow Graham students after that one. Ondrik in the corner, pulls up over Klim, 3-ball, good! Isaiah Ondrik makes it a 6-point game. What a shot by Ondrik.
Right over the outstretched arms of the Klim, but yeah, they got a little bit of motion, they got a little bit of separation. That's all he really needed, such a quick release. But you played that about as well as you could if you're GW Graham.
Hall tries to find Zach Klim, but the pass was just a little bit high. Smith, Jimmy Atwell in the corner, 3-ball off the bench, no. Comes right to Smith. Smith skips it. Ondrik, corner 3, yes! And here comes Isaiah Ondrik with the answer.
And they set a bit of a double screen on the other side. When you play that 2-3 zone, when you have that guard up top, it forces that guard to watch you. So you throw that skip pass, all of a sudden you have 2 screeners on one guy, and they had Ondrik there. He's starting to heat up a little bit.
Kurtz blocked by Ondrik. Ball out of bounds off of Vernon. And Isaiah Ondrik starting to enforce his will upon this game. Klim posting up on Morgan, and it's going to be a reach-in foul on Zach Smith.
They're calling it on Morgan, actually.
When he gestured for the reach-in, I was like, there's definitely on Smith, who came in late. But it's on Morgan, so he'll come out. He's got a foul. No, they'll bring off Atwell. The Panthers need every bit of shooting they can get. Liam Reed, a solid shooter as well. He's just missed today a lot. But the second leading scorer on this team after Ondrik. Here's Jude Hall. Oh, what a play. Morgan jumps the passing lane. He's going to run it out himself. Morgan to the rack, the finish, and it's a one-point game. Look at that.
Don't blink. The rate of athleticism and foot speed in this game, anyone can go on a run at any point.
8 points in 90 seconds from Vernon. And they're right back in it. This Panthers team, championship pedigree, top to bottom on this roster, whether it be in basketball or football.
It translates.
Jude Hall over to Matthias Klim. Back to Hall. Hall, three ball with 4 seconds on the shot clock, no. And Ondrik the rebound. Murritson wants a timeout for the Grizzlies on a made basket here. Ondrik and Smith. Zach Smith knocked away out of bounds. It'll be Panthers basketball timeout Graham. And Zach, this little 8-0 run for the Panthers. What's changed for Vernon?
No, having your best scorer and shooter out on the floor.
I mean, he scored 6 of them.
He scored 6 of them, and they've really gotten good looks for him. You can tell that so much of the offense is built around, we need to find ways of getting Isaiah Ondrik open looks and just getting him just good cracks at the basketball. So we've seen what happens when he's off the floor. The ball movement's a little bit slower. They're not getting the outside. That's a perfect example. 2 screens and all the separation you need, all the time Ondrik needs to get that shot off. They've done such a good job, and finally, a chance to get out. Finally, an executed chance at a run out. They hadn't really executed on the fast break too well. They haven't really executed all that well generally on offense. So any chance when you're struggling to score, and that's going to happen against GW Graham just because of the length that they have in that 2-3 zone. When you have that kind of length, playing a 2-3 zone just makes sense. So when you do it, it's going to be extremely hard to get buckets. So getting steals and running is even more important. Vernon probably builds this team assuming they're going to get the chance to run and run a lot. So if they can get those easy ones, it makes things extra difficult, and they like their athleticism playing defense to the point where they're comfortable playing man-to-man against basically anyone in the province.
Ondrik will inbound. Over the top to Smith. Back to Ondrik in the corner off the screen. Ondrik steps into the 3. It's just a bit short, and it'll be Graham ball.
That was the exact same play they had ran. The one that got him that first look was just the inbound play, a screen around. Klim kind of got caught, but that time just a little bit to the left.
Ondrik took 1 extra dribble there. Klim to the rim, got it.
Someone just missed an assignment there. Kind of hard to, how do you miss the 2 giant guys? I guess they look pretty similar, so you kind of,
I'm already guarding him.
Yeah, he's right here.
Morgan. They want to get it inside of this zone to Ondrik. Reed. Skip pass. Tinker driving. Had it knocked away. He'll shoot free throws.
Skip passes are extremely effective against the zone. The whole point about trying to beat a zone is you have to make it move. You have to try and get them shifting left to right because you're only as fast as your slowest player out there. So when you can get it going left and right, you have to be ready if you are on the outside to shoot, or you have to know what you're going to do with it. That was a good example. Tinker knew he wanted to put the ball on the floor as soon as he caught it, gave a little bit of a pump fake and went to the basket, and as a result, he was rewarded with a couple free throws.
Tinker hits both of them. Vernon back to within 1. And now we got ourselves a game. Cairo Almarez. Just gonna fire the 3, no good. Rebound, Jude Hall. That's the benefit of a deep shot is
long rebounds.
Long rebounds, it becomes easier to rebound offensively. Especially if you got guards with a good nose for the ball. Kurtz, looking to get inside, dishes. Zach Klim kicks. Hall's 3, no good. Rebound, Nathan Tinker.
Had to do a 360 to grab that one too.
Not a lot of beautiful rebounds. That was one of them.
Highlight reel rebounding right there.
Ondrik was just open, but Smith says, let's run the offense, get inside. Here's Isaiah Ondrik. Dribbles back to the top of the key. Ondrik kicks. Reed, corner triple, no. Rebound Kurtz, and Graham can push. Hall on the run out, no, but he's fouled late. before he could land. That was a foul after the shot was up, but before he came down, and it's on Zach Smith. Second of the game.
Yeah, you can probably expect to see a lot of missed layups on these breakaways just because, A, everyone is going so fast, that's bound to happen, but B, the pressure, no one giving up on defense as soon as the turnover is committed. Everyone is sprinting everywhere, so you can imagine the extra pressure is going to force a lot of these misses. You have to make sure you give the guy who's shooting a chance to land.
Almarez off the offensive rebound, no. The tip, no, and Ondrik's got the board. 2 free throws and 3 shots in that possession, and Graham doesn't score a point. Ondrik back up with it and in. Isaiah Ondrik is just willing his team into this game. They have a 1-point lead, their first lead of the game.
And you see the impact of having your best offensive player back on the floor. He's so athletic and long, he can rebound pretty effectively against the Clims even.
A long 6'5", I bet his wingspan's about 6'9". Closing out on Hall. Hall gets inside, blocked by Morgan. Morgan with the save, but it goes right to Zach Klim. And it's a 1-point lead for Graham. This feels like one of those games that's going to have about 30 lead changes.
Oh my goodness, yeah. The fact that no team has been able to really hit from the outside to go on any of those runs is just looking to attack and get inside. It's just a recipe for a grinded out kind of game.
Reed to Ondrik. He's got Hall on him. He'll just shoot over him. No. Morgan the rebound. Morgan, corner. Reed ran off of that 3 by Klim.
Gonna have to move the basketball.
Tinker to Zach Smith. Smith, head fake. Smith, floater from the free throw line. No. Morgan, another rebound. Morgan over Klim, blocked by Matthias.
Yeah, good luck.
5 blocks for Matthias Klim. Almarez. Oh, what a pretty pass. Matthias Klim, jump hook is good. 3-point lead. Vernon takes a timeout. And Kevin Morganzak is doing a really good job mitigating the height advantage that the Clims have. But the putbacks aren't there. He's getting offensive rebounds, but the putbacks just aren't there because he's got 2 guys each about a half a foot taller than him, arms up.
Yeah, and the tricky part for Kevin Morgan is that you don't, typically when you have that kind of big like that, you pump him and try and get him into foul trouble. A, both of them are so long that they don't have to jump, and B, they kind of have to, one can jump and one of them doesn't have to, so even if you get one in the air, the other one's still probably gonna block your shot. It's such a daunting task to ask. That's why they have to do and take advantage of any time that one of them is not on the floor. They have to make sure that they get their points then. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, the way that Matthias Klim is standing right now, I think he's being subbed out for just a quick rest. So they have to take advantage. 8
combined blocks already for the Klim twins, 6 for Matthias, 2 for Zach. And they're getting their scoring game going here in this quarter as well. Vernon down 3, they were down as much as 10. You see Zach Smith, the point guard, leader of this team, emotional leader of this team for sure. If not in terms of stats, that's definitely Isaiah Ondrik. Tinker, Smith, and Reed break that press, no problem. 90 seconds to go. Vernon would love to have a lead or a tie going into the half. Smith kicks, but Morgan zigged when he thought he was zagging, and it'll be Graham ball.
Yeah, the speed of Vernon kind of can't force GW Graham to play as aggressively as they want to. They really have to respect the Zach Smith's ability to dribble the basketball at full speed. I think they're going to call a defensive foul. It could have, the way that Zach Klim was throwing those bows, but they're going to whistle Reed on the foul.
That's 2 on Reed. So Reed and Ondrik both in foul trouble here for Vernon. Smith has 2 as well. That's the core of this squad. And Grizzlies take a timeout with a minute and a half to go, a minute or so to go. Maybe trying to get Matthias Klim back on the floor. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, just a quick rest. They needed him back in there. But yeah, at this point, points are so hard to come by in a game like this that if you can get maybe a 5-point lead, it feels like a 10-point lead, etc., etc. Vernon momentarily kind of grabbed the lead, but it quickly disappeared. The Clims have a way of doing that. At this point, if you're GW Graham, unless you're wide open, a possession that doesn't at least get into the paint at some point is kind of a lost possession. You need to use the Clims on both sides of the floor just as a presence out there that Vernon just has to deal with. If you can get the ball on the inside, it's going to do so many wonders for you, specifically the way Matthias Klim has been settling for outside jump shots. Just get the ball inside. Just collapse that defense, and then things will open up on the outside.
No fouls on either Klim. 8 blocks, no fouls. That's what you want to see out of your big men. Zach hits the first free throw. Second free throw good, 5-point lead. Vernon trying to answer with a minute left. Smith, 20 on the shot clock, they'll get into their action. There's Ondrik, he'll just fire away. No good, the tip is in. I don't even know who that was, I think it was 2 Graham players.
For sure, I don't think anyone in a white jersey came close to getting it, and that's gonna be a travel call.
Couple of weird bounces.
And those are the plays you need. If you're trying to get back in the lead back, you gotta capitalize on those weird things. Them tipping the basketball into their own hoop, miscommunication, travel. Vernon's gotta capitalize.
Liam Reed was credited with that basket.
Sure, why not?
He was around. Reed couldn't make the catch. Graham back the other way. 3-second shot clock, game clock differential here. So Vernon might get another shot at it. 3-point game. All. The guards for Graham really haven't gotten much going in this half. Almarez, I believe their leading scorer on the season. Almarez kicks out to Hall, lost it. Zach Smith looking to run with 5. Here come the Panthers. Smith with 2 inside, puts it up on the rim, it hangs, no! And no whistle, a lot of contact, but that'll do it for the first half. The number 3 GW Graham Grizzlies lead the number 2 Vernon Panthers 24-21. Back with the second half in 8 minutes here on TFSETV.ca.
Provincial Championships right here. Right here, one second.
Welcome back to the Arena Bowl at the Langley Event Center. I'm Max Sussman. With me, Zach Griffin. You're watching the BC Boys AAA Provincial Semifinals. Dutchess Park, the #1 seed, awaits the winner of this one in the finals. It's the Vernon Panthers versus the GW Graham Grizzlies. Grizzlies lead 24-21. And the defense of the Klim twins for Graham is what swung that half. Isaiah Ondrik got going a little bit towards the end with 10 points and 4 boards. Zach, what can the Panthers do to get more looks for their star, Ondrik?
Well, they've been really not settling because they've been getting good results as of it, but going to the perimeter, moving the basketball extremely well, setting some back screens on him, on the Klims to try and open up. The way he can shoot the basketball changes it. That's the 3rd foul called on Liam Reed. So yeah, getting him more in motion, getting him off screens, moving him without the basketball, it's just so much harder to keep track of in his zone.
They just changed it. It's the 3rd foul on Zach Smith now. Either way, that was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Ondrik playing with 2 fouls as well as Reed. Jude Hall. Inside Hall, the 2-handed layup, no. That was the granny shot of layups right there. And they'll go right to Ondrik, and he'll carry the ball up the court. Smith holding, Reed, high-low, and knocked away by one of the Klims, couldn't see who. A lot of traffic inside. Cairo Alvarez kicks it, Kurtz. Blocked by Morgan, but a foul called, and somehow Clay Kurtz gets it to fall. A circus shot for Clay Kurtz.
Somehow, some way. And you get a 3-point basketball game at halftime is nothing for either of these two teams. So whoever can get hot first is going to be a real telltale sign as who's going to win this one. Right now, GW Graham again opening up with a bit of an uppercut to Vernon. Vernon, they want to do that high-low offense against the zone. Probably been running it to death this entire season. But again, they've probably not seen this type of length from any team this year.
Ondrik flicks it up, no, rebound Klim. Here come the Grizzlies pushing, Kurtz through contact, Clay Kurtz with the finish. Kurtz has 7 points, 4 of them in the last minute. And Zach, despite the length for Graham, the Panthers, a testament to their athleticism, winning the rebounding battle in this one with an extra 11 possessions.
Yeah, they've been able to crash, surprisingly effective. But this is such an extremely physical team. This is a team that can bang. This is a team that's not afraid of getting hit and getting popped in the mouth.
Charlton, the offensive rebound.
Yeah, there was no shot clock reset, and it clearly did hit the rim.
So we'll get an out-of-bounds play here for Vernon. They like to use Ondrik as the inbounder and get him rolling weak side off of some screens. Here's Ondrik in the middle of the zone. Back out, Charlton, 3-ball, good! Finally, somebody besides Will Ondrik is able to hit a shot.
Yeah, and they did really good job of getting the high-low action there. Ondrik setting up at the top of that zone, making the decisions and getting the shot and the passes out to open shooters.
Ondrik looking to push right at Klim, the lefty layup, no, the tip, no. Reed, ball fake, fadeaway, no. Zach Smith can't get the tip to go. And another offensive rebound for Vernon. Ondrik puts it home. Just a pure leaping ability of Zach Smith created that bucket.
That's exactly what it was. There's the Klims, 2 of them had positioning and length, but Smith just kept going and smacking at it, almost got the tip in from the smallest guy out there.
A lot of guys can jump, but not a lot of guys can jump that well on their 2nd and 3rd jump in a row.
And so fast he gets up as well.
That's what we talk about with the explosiveness. Talk about explosive. Clay Kurtz has 7 points in this quarter already. His team up 5.
Someone else was going to have to respond for either team. Right now it's Kurtz, and we've seen now Ondrik is starting to get going again a little bit in this quarter. He's doing a good job at finding teammates, but now they got to get back.
Alvarez rushes the layup. Liam Reed gets the rebound. He'll push ahead. Morgan right at Klim. Lot of contact, no. And Zach Klim's got the rebound. Here comes Kurtz. End to end, Kurtz over Ondrik. Can't get the bounce. In a battle for the rebound.
I feel real bad for this officiating crew. Just the rate at which every single rebound is bouncing, and it just gets tipped 1,000 times before going any direction. If it goes out of bounds, it's good luck trying to figure out who touched it last.
Liam Reed and Zach Klim have gotten into it a couple times in this game already. Ondrik, nice find for Morgan, but he's got to go up and under, and it's blocked by Matthias Klim. Just the presence of the Klim twins. Morgan didn't go right to the rim. He took an extra step, tried to go reverse, and was still blocked.
Yeah, you can't. The thing is, you have to do these shots quickly before they can recover, but you can't go over top to get those like little alley-oop kind of dump-off passes. You have to go underneath, and that takes time to recover the ball and go up with it, and that's all the time the Klims need to get in there. Surprisingly fleet of foot, given their size as well.
Smith, rejected by Klim. That was Matthias Klim again. Here's Klim, reward the big fella. The jumper is good.
You get the defensive play, and then you have to reward the big man from running. You'd like him to attack, but again, he's been going to that shot, a shot he seems to be very comfortable taking.
6 points for Matthias Klim. Vernon nearly turned it over again. Smith into Ondrik. Ondrik, what a ball fake. Morgan finishes over Zach Klim. I guess if you get Zach Klim, your chances of not getting your shot blocked is a little bit better.
That's the thing. They got to use a little bit better ball fake, and that's what they got to do. They got to find a way of getting them moving. We talked about the ball movement, but just not that. If you can get some fakes and get just a little bit more space, you'll take it.
Zach Smith has another shot erased by Matthias Klim, and Klim letting him know a little bit after the whistle there. Ondrik will shoot free throws on the offensive board.
Yeah, but at this point, you just have to be aware of it. You attack, awesome, but you know what? It's going to happen. You knew coming into this game, you knew the matchup. Just put your head down when it happens. You're ending up on the highlight reel. Okay. You just got to move on.
You got to have bad short-term memory. They always talk about that in sports. You always want to be thinking about the current play. The last play doesn't matter anymore. Sub for GW Graham. It'll be Jared Hall in, Jude Hall out. I wonder if it's any relation. Jared Hall, a 10th grader. A lot of 10th graders on this roster for GW Graham, which means this program in good hands going forward. Kurtz kicks it out. Hall, corner jumper. Matthias Klim, what a roll. The soft touch from the big fella.
And they did such a good job. Vernon is getting out and attacking and rotating so effectively, so quickly, but the ball movement just a little bit faster. It doesn't matter how fast you are, the ball will always move quicker, and they did that so well and got an open look as a result.
Morgan, tough take, gets it in over Matthias Klim. And any points from Kevin Morgan is gravy for this Panthers team. Kurtz driving on Ondrik, over Ondrik, high off the window, no. Smith rips the rebound away from Klim. Zach Smith pushing, dishing. Charlton over Klim, and there's a roll for the Panthers, and it's a 2-point game.
And they're going right at him, despite the fact that they've been, pretty much every single person wearing a white jersey has been a victim of a highlight reel block from the Klims. They're going right at them, not afraid. It's what they do. They attack you.
Pull up from Almarez, no. Smith goes up to get the rebound. Smith with the 10 rebounds already in this one. His shot's not falling, and he's making himself useful in other ways as Charlton hits the shot that ties the game.
You knew if anyone could start hitting from the outside, things were going to start to maybe break down a little bit for GW Graham. Charlton's hit back-to-back outside shots now. You have to adjust. You have to now pull your offense, just your defense a little bit out. The hot shooting from the outside is going to be a problem. When you run a zone, if someone's hitting from the outside, you're going to run into some problems. Now, there hasn't been like a bombardment, so that's why the game is still tied. But still, at this point, the way these teams play defense, oh my goodness. The rate at which they close out is ridiculous.
So many jump shots have been blocked in this game by Matthias Klim.
That was a great sequence and a great find. But yeah, I have not seen this amount of jump shots. This tournament has been actually, there was another time when there was just a whole bunch of blocked jump shots.
We learned at halftime that the Klim twins, elite pitchers in baseball, which means, okay, I'm going to relate this to basketball, Zach.
Okay.
It does, like,
Bring it back. I'll trust you to bring it back.
We see so many bigs in this tournament, 6'8" to 6'11" size-wise, who are like physically uncoordinated because they maybe just grew into that body and they're still learning how it works. You cannot pitch at a high level without incredible physical coordination. It's all about mechanics. It's all about repetition of those mechanics. And footwork is important as well. And I mean, these Klim twins have phenomenal footwork, and they know how to use their bodies. Ondrik with the takeaway. Isaiah Ondrik right at Hall, a lot of contact, and Vernon has its second lead of the game.
You can't have the ball rest in any one particular spot against the Panthers because there's so many athletes who can just come and poke the ball, and they're all such smart defenders too. You cannot just have it sit there with nobody dribbling.
No foul called there as a couple bodies hit the deck. Aiden Buchanan, one of them, and it'll be Panthers ball. And I don't think, has Zach Smith sat in this game yet?
He is right now,
Okay,
actually.
there we go. But I feel like this is the first time he's gone to the bench.
Yes.
So it'll be an offense run by Isaiah Ondrik and Liam Reed now. Graham in this 1-2-1-1 press kind of. It's like a soccer thing. Charlton, they want to try to find Ondrik inside of this zone. Morgan, lovely pass, Tinker corner three, yes! Vernon up by 5.
And they have been using that skip pass so effectively. Again, it forces the entire defense to shift. And when you can make such successful ones and an offensive foul call, things are really starting to go the way of the Vernon right now.
Oh, he just changed his call to Liam Reed. Every now and again, a ref will misspeak.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah. Changes it right away.
He called a moving screen on Klim, who did not set a screen on that play.
Yeah.
The Klim twins, by the way, still no fouls.
And Zach Smith sat for about 15 seconds.
He's fine.
You know, that's about the same time as a huddle, right?
Yeah.
There you go. You're fine. Get your win back, young one.
Almarez, corner, triple, no. Gets his own rebound. Kurtz had to save it. And the Grizz will reset. Hall looking to get inside, dishes. It comes to Klim over Smith. Misses the shot. And it'll be Vernon basketball.
Defense is all about communication, and you can see on those scramble plays, Vernon does such a good job at communicating who is supposed to go where, who has who, and they rotate accordingly and get out and challenge. There's no one, it has yet to be a point where like, oh, two people went to the same spot and didn't recover, leaving someone open. They've done such a good job at taking away those kind of mistakes.
Ondrik had it knocked away. Matthias Klim on defense again. Kurtz inside, a lot of contact, and a finish. Clay Kurtz. His ability to absorb that contact and then the touch, despite all that violence inside, is pretty impressive.
It's like he's attacking the offensive line. He's kind of cradles that ball a lot with his left hand before going up with it. He's been doing it all throughout this quarter. Probably has a football degree as well.
A master's in football. Yeah. Foot race, and that'll be a foul on Liam Charlton as Clay Kurtz. As much as we talk about the explosiveness and speed of Vernon, Clay Kurtz is out running people all over the floor.
Yeah, we give the praise to Vernon for their athleticism, but yeah, GW Graham is more than equal to the task. We thought it was going to be athleticism versus size, but yeah, give these guards for GW Graham a lot of credit. Anytime you expect when they get the steal that Vernon can track him down, but they're having troubles doing that just because of the sheer speed of the Grizzlies.
Offensive foul called. Who's it on? I think it's on Almarez, the way he reacted. It is indeed. Almarez has to be careful there with the way he was gesturing right in front of the official.
I think Klim really took exception to it. He was trying to calm Klim down. Matthias Klim really was letting the official know the entire walk down the floor.
Ondrik nearly lost it. Smith, extra pass, head fake Charlton over Klim, left it long. Another shot altered by Matthias Klim. Kurtz, the one-man fast break, taken away. Smith has the ball, tied up, and it'll be a foul on Almarez.
Actually, that last foul was on Zach Klim. That one on Almarez. So yeah, and finally a foul called against the Klims.
That's crazy, the way they've been playing defense, that they've not been called for a foul. And I don't think they've committed one besides that, basically. Like,
they've been very clean.
All the blocks have been like the ball's already in the air. Here's Smith. Smith, skip pass, Charlton, blocked by Hall. Everybody getting in on the block party for the Grizzlies.
Jude Hall saying, that looked like fun. Can I try too?
Jude Hall, 5'11". Look at this closeout. From the top of the key to the corner for the block. And sooner or later, it's going to force Vernon to just rush shots, as they're just expecting it to be blocked. Ondrik. Inside, Ondrik with 5, reverse layup, high off the window, no. Zach Klim the rebound, 3-point game. Graham will not try to go 2 for 1. They'll just try to get a good shot with a 4-second shot clock differential. It's been all Clay Kurtz here in the third. Hands off to Almarez. Almarez lost the handle, down he goes. And now Kurtz, baseline, fouled by Ondrik. And that's just lazy defense from Isaiah Ondrik.
He got there a little bit late on the closeout, and that gave him the baseline drive. A little bit of John going back and forth between Ondrik and Zach Klim.
I like these Klim twins. They're jawing at guys all game, letting them know, I'm erasing your shots if you take one.
And that's the third foul called on Ondrik. So he'll sit the last 13.5 seconds and get the quarter break.
Which means where's the shot coming from? Liam Charlton has been pretty solid. Sorry, Trent Charlton in this quarter shooting the basketball as Kurtz misses the free throw. Same with Tinker. Panthers with the final shot of the third. Up by 2, looking to find their way back to the championship game for the second year in a row. Smith into the corner. Charlton corner, triple, rims out. And that'll do it for the third quarter. GW Graham lost their lead. Vernon leads by 2. Back with the fourth in just a moment on TFSETV.ca. Welcome back to the LEC here in Langley, British Columbia for the BC Boys 3A semifinals here on TFSETV.ca. The Vernon Panthers, a 2-point lead for the 2 seed over the 3 seed GW Graham Grizzlies, and the Klim twins' length versus the Vernon Panthers' athleticism has been the storyline all day long. 7 combined blocks between the Klim brothers, but like an 8-rebound game out of Zach Smith, who has not scored the basketball yet. Just 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals. Still finding ways to affect the ball game. That's what a good captain does.
Even when you're 0 for 7 from the floor, that's okay.
The tip no good.
And somehow, Vernon 16-3, the second chance points advantage.
I'll tell you how. 14 offensive rebounds.
That's, yes, correct.
That's a lot of second chances. And it's been a lot of Kevin Morgan doing it too. Ondrik kicks. Reed, time to shoot the three, no good. And Jude Hall the rebound. Ondrik's got 15 to pace all scorers, along with 7 rebounds. 13 and 7 leads the way for Clay Kurtz on the Grizzlies. That's the guy with the ball. Kurtz lost it out of bounds. Last touched by Liam Reed. And Liam Reed, Isaiah Ondrik have really been getting into it with the Klim twins inside. I like a big fella who'll respond with smack talk, though. Love to see it.
Well, it's the easiest way of shutting someone up, blocking a shot when you're that long. So it's really easy just to like let them know. But yeah, they've got all the reason in the world to be talking. The way their game's been, their walk has been just as big as their talk.
Kurtz fouled by Charlton, just a reach-in foul. Couple lazy fouls from the Panthers in the last few minutes of this one. Reach-ins, just kind of flybys.
They've been doing such a good job of playing such attentive defense, keeping their hands up, very methodical, very how you want them to play defense.
It's near impossible to do that without any lapses for a whole game, though.
It's hard.
You're gonna get
so
tired.
much effort.
You're gonna get tired for a few minutes and maybe not move your feet as well, and you're gonna end up reaching.
And you kind of just like for 1 second you kind of like don't pay attention, and all of a sudden your guy cuts and you have to stop him. That's okay. That's gonna happen. You can't expect to play, exactly, perfect defense the entire game.
Hall trying to go baseline, finds Klim. Klim with the dunk. Zach Klim ties the game with the hammer. 8:45 to go. And I was wondering when we were gonna see one of them dunk. They seem very dedicated to the layups and jump shots.
Yes, it's so frustrating.
Oh, Smith drops Almarez rather. Reed skip past Charlton into Smith. Look at the ball movement, and that's a lazy foul on Almarez as the defensive effort in this game starting to get to both teams. Look at this, what a pass by Hall. And again, even at 6'9", a standing dunk is not a super easy thing to do.
A lot of times you need that two-step, the one dribble two-step. Here's the lob. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that almost worked. Smith at 5'9" can dunk the basketball. The pass was just a little bit far away from the rim. The only player at that size that I can think of at this tournament with that kind of bounce, James Woods.
Yeah.
At 5'10", won a dunk contest. Klim, the head fake, looking for his brother, but it's intercepted. Isaiah Ondrik with a chance to take the lead back for Vernon, who've led much of this second half after not leading at all in the first half. Charlton for Ondrik. Ondrik can shoot it with the best of them. That's why Hall's picking him up from 35. Ondrik driving. Kicks it to Morgan. Fadeaway Smith. No good. And another shot altered by a Klim brother. Kurtz pushing, nearly lost his footing. Hall. And a foul called on Kevin Morgan. For Morgan.
No, they're going to call it on Liam Reed. He's the one who kind of stopped the dribble penetration. That's going to be his 4th personal.
And Reed's been the one tasked with guarding Matthias Klim, and he's done a pretty good job, all things considered, and that's why those two had to take a talking to from the ref at the end of the first half.
Yeah, they got into a bit of a shoving match afterwards. Klim's not like how they're getting pushed in the back.
And you just got to be used to that at that size.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kurtz shimmying on Ondrik. Deep 2 for Klim, no. Hall the rebound, up and in. And Hall goes down hard after that collision. Luckily for him, Vernon calls time because he's come up limping.
He may have landed on someone's foot on the way down.
It's this play, yeah, we'll see it. Let's see what happens with Jude Hall. Look at the rebound over Zach Smith.
Oh yeah, he definitely landed on Liam Reed's foot.
Liam Reed just hurting people today. Kiss cam? No? Yeah, there we go. Almost. He read my mind. See the Hansworth parents? That's coming up in the 4A semifinals. Zach, a 2-point lead for GW Graham. Foul trouble for the Panthers, but the shots have been falling in the second half. They only had 21 first half points.
And they had 19, did Vernon, in that third quarter. Way better shooting percentage. By that I mean they shot 38% as opposed to 15 and 24% in the first 2 quarters. Look at them go.
So how do you keep building upon that if you're Malcolm Reed and the Panthers?
They've been doing such a good job with the skip passes. Like I said, they've been shifting the defense. They've been moving the defense very effectively. But they're so closed in on Ondrik and trying to prevent anyone, basically prevent them from him winning the game and trying to get anyone else to hit a shot. They've been doing a very good job extending that defense. You need to take advantage of that. The ball movement has been pretty crisp, but it's at the moment of the shot has kind of flip-flopped, and it's kind of, they've made some mistakes. Now they're getting a little bit aggressive and making these really extending the defense.
Ondrik on the baseline. Smith nearly trapped Ondrik. Pull up 3. Oh, it rims out. It did everything but fall. And Kurtz slows it down. This game has been a bit of a grind. It's going to get even more so down the stretch here, no doubt. Hall skips it for Kurtz. Guarded by Ondrik. This has been the matchup of the second half. Ondrik versus Kurtz. Ondrik's not been scoring the ball much. Hall with 7 inside. Zach Klim on Morgan. Kicks, intercepted by Smith. Here comes Zach Smith, the quarterback, pushing. Contact, and that's an offensive foul on Smith. And I think that's his 4th. Zach Smith lowering the shoulder. Again, if you're under the impression that you gotta have your feet set, that's not the rule. Jude Hall did not have his feet set, but when you lower the shoulder like a running back the way Zach Smith did, it's gonna go against you more often than not.
It's initiating contact is the main thing. Refs look at the torso, and yeah, the dropping of the shoulder is a dead giveaway.
Almarez trying to get his shot going. Ondrik the rebound, he'll push. Panthers looking to run. Ondrik nearly lost it. Inside, oh, what a pass. Morgan walked.
And again, that's one of those plays where you knew that the Klims are going to be coming, so you got to go quickly, got to make something happen, and that's when the steps happen. They kind of dragged his foot a little bit before doing the jump stop. Ref right on top of it.
And after that play, Ondrik telling Morgan, just go straight up with it. He had space. Almarez struggling in this one. Matthias Klim not so much. Here's Hall with 7, driving, blocked by Morgan. Out of bounds. Staying with the Grizzlies with 6 on the shot clock. It all still hangs in the balance here between these two teams. Vernon trying to find their way back to the title game to do what they couldn't do last year, and that's a 5-second violation. The Panthers defense, more so than almost any defense in this tournament, they can get a stop when they need to.
Steve Kerr always said when he was doing GM work, when he was doing commentary work, the team he picked is the team, like when he picked in a game who do you think is going to win, is the team that he trusted most to get back-to-back stops. Both of these teams, defense, a bit of a calling card. You know they can get the stops when they need to.
Morgan kicks, Charlton, wide open corner 3, no. Oh, Zach Smith, what a rebound. Smith right back at Klim, no. They're battling for it, down goes Ondrik and Klim. And what is going on here? Words for Isaiah Ondrik from everybody on the Grizzlies. Matthias Klim again unhappy with it, but a jump ball favors the Grizzlies. It's getting chippy here in the semifinals. Live from the Langley Event Center on TFSETV.ca as we enter the last 5 minutes of this one. Everything still to do for these two squads. Hall. Kurtz with Ondrik on him, he wants a screen. Double screen, he can go either way. He'll go left, kicks. Hall, big 3, no good. The rebound is Ondrik's, right over Zach Klim.
It was such good timing and such good tipping ability. Didn't try to catch it right away, just pushed it ahead. He came from behind and just poked it ahead so he could just go and get it easily.
Charlton looking for Liam Reed, who lost his footing trying to box out Zach Klim. Subs here, Nathan Tinker in, Charlton out. His last couple shots have come short. There's Nathan Tinker, who's hit a couple threes tonight. A three tonight. You get a sense this game will come down to what can Isaiah Ondrik make happen offensively for the Panthers, because outside of him, it's been real rough sledding for them. Inside, Klim lost it, got it back. Here's Kurtz with 7. Almarez now with 6. Tough three, airballs it. And the rebound on the floor. Tied ball, Vernon basketball.
And those are the kind of plays you got to wonder who's the guy for GW Graham. 5, 4, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Do you trust to get a bucket for you?
It's been Almarez who's been the guy taking those shots. Kurtz's work has all come in the fast break. Reed to Morgan, back up top to Smith. And if Zach Smith can get his scoring touch going, that would make a huge difference. It doesn't matter as Ondrik hits a three from way downtown. He hit that shot from Abbotsford, Zach.
And you know he's the kind of guy, the shot clock going down can get his shot off. And another jump ball.
So Vernon will take the possession arrow back after this, which can be big going down the stretch.
Yeah, when you get those tie-ups late, it's good to know that you have the basketball coming to you.
Hall, his team all of a sudden down 1. Pulls up over Tinker, what a shot! And the shot making starting to come out for both of these teams.
It's perfect for the drama, right?
You gotta love it.
You can grind it out all the time, but during the last stretch of the fourth quarter, you want shots to go in.
Jude Hall with 8 points now. Reed into Smith. Smith, nice find, Morgan. Over Klim, no. The rebound is Zach Klim's. Morgan finally got an open look there. Kurtz, what a catch. Kicks, Almarez, 3, no. Rebound, Kurtz. Almarez will not try again, never mind.
Look at the way they close out.
Tinker defending the shot from Hall. And Ondrik now with a chance to take the lead back for the Panthers. Isaiah Ondrik. Over to Reed. Inside, Morgan high post. Tinker. Back to Morgan on the baseline. Morgan goes right at Klim. Jump stop, spin, blocked, and a foul. Matthias didn't quite get that cleanly. A lot of arm contact on that play.
The only time in this game where
he did get the ball.
He did, but he got a lot of arm as well. The only time that's happened today.
Matthias Klim, that would have been his 8th block of the game. Morgan's free throw, good. This one is the big one to try to take the lead. 44-44, looking a lot like Vernon's last title game against North Delta. That was like a 48-47 game, something like that.
A lot of deja vu going on right now if you're Vernon.
A lot of deja vu going on right now if you're Vernon. Here's Kurtz. Now Hall inside, Zach Klim spins to his brother. Matthias loves this shot, and it's a 2-point lead for Graham. It's a 1-point lead for Graham. Nailed it. Charlton.
Math under the best circumstances is usually off.
Oh, the floater from Morgan. And now, where was this shot making for the rest of the game? The last 3 minutes, everything's going in for these teams. Foul called on Ondrik, his 4th, who picked up 3 early in this game, played clean basketball for the last 25 minutes. Finally, on a hip check, picks up his 4th, and the one guy you can't have foul out is Isaiah Ondrik, because when he was on the bench, 0 points.
Yeah, it's
literally 0 points.
It becomes a storyline. Yeah, everyone in this white jersey who carries some significance. These guys, the core players with 4 fouls. And you have to be in attack mode if you're GW Graham.
Smith, Reed, and Ondrik all have 4 fouls. Eight seconds on the shot clock. Hall, baseline, steps out of bounds. And a dangerous play from Isaiah Ondrik because you forced the ref to make a call there.
Yeah, that was a very similar to the play just happened that got him his 4th foul. He did the exact same thing, had his hand in and was shifting, kind of bumped him. You could have called a foul there or you could have called out of bounds.
Ondrik looking to extend the 1-point lead. Here he is guarded by Hurts. He'll take the deep triple. Oh, no good. Here comes Clay Kurtz back the other way. Head of steam at Ondrik, and he got it. Ondrik couldn't really contest with the 4 fouls. It's a 1-point game in the last minute of play here. This always comes down to who's not afraid of the moment, Zach. Charlton to Smith. 0 for the game. Ondrik, ball fake, right at Klim. What a shot by Ondrik! What a shot! Isaiah Ondrik over the best shot blocker in this tournament, and his team's got the lead. Timeout, Graham.
Who do you trust in this moment on this floor more than Isaiah Ondrik to get you 2 points at any time in this basketball game? He just showed you why. The Klims have been dominating the paint on defense this entire game. So rather than settle from the outside, no. He attacks, forces contact, and what a tough shot to give him the lead. And still, a 7-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. So GW Graham is going to have to get something. So even if they score, if they score, they're going to get a chance at another look, barring an offensive rebound.
Look at the ball fake from Ondrik here to get some space.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot.
It probably could have been an and one there. A lot of contact on the body. But these refs, to their credit, in my opinion, have swallowed their whistles a lot down the stretch here. 2 teams playing physical, intense defense.
And Vernon's got no fouls to give, so GW Graham will be shooting free throws for the remainder of this ball game.
But again, if one team in this tournament can get a big stop, it's the Vernon Panthers. But Smith, Ondrik, and Reed, all playing with 4 fouls, have to be real careful about contesting shots. 37 seconds left, 1-point lead for Vernon. Hall, he's gonna go quick. That's Klim's shot, he got it again! Matthias Klim, with the biggest shot of the game, takes the lead for Graham, and he has been automatic from 15 feet.
Once that first quarter ended, that shot has been perfect for him. It's right in his wheelhouse, a nice catch and shoot. That's what you love to see. Jude Hall did the right play. He sucked in the defense and found Klim wide open on the baseline. And now can Vernon do it again? There's still about a 1.5 seconds left on the 31 and a half seconds, so a 1.5 second difference in the shot clock and game clock. So they're gonna have to make something happen, but for all intents and purposes, they can hold for the last shot if they want to. You wanna wait till about 7-8 seconds, at least give yourself a chance at a rebound and a putback. They've been so good at getting offensive rebounds, you have to at least give yourself a chance.
Or do you just go when the shot's there and trust your defense to get a stop on the other end?
You have the luxury at this point to look for the best look, but you still want to take time off the clock to at least make it difficult for GW Graham. You want to force them to have a difficult shot here at the end if you make it. So you have to assume you're making it, and if not, you're gonna have to start fouling.
It'll be the Klim twins out there with Clay Kurtz and Jude Hall and Cairo Almarez for the Grizzlies. For the Panthers, the starters, Morgan, Smith, Charlton, Reed, and Ondrik.
I'll be curious to see if GW Graham wants to pick up in the full court. I think they're gonna sit back a little bit.
They're gonna go into a 1-3-1, I think.
2-3 zone. Just extend it a little bit. All eyes on Ondrik.
Ondrik is who this play is being drawn up for, no doubt. Ondrik, the 3 to win it. It hangs on the rim, no! And a foul called on Liam Reed. That's it for Reed. Oh, and Matthias Klim waving goodbye to Liam Reed. Still 12 seconds left in this one.
So they went early enough, there's still time.
But Liam Reed has been the primary defender on the Klim twins.
Well, they're going to be shooting free throws here. Zach Klim really trying to find serenity. Where's your Xanadu right now?
Just hitting that woo-saw at the free throw line. That's 5 on Reed. Liam Reed trying to stay on the floor.
Just
You
don't
love
see me.
to see it.
Don't see me.
So Nate Tinker will come in for him. Vernon will have a chance to tie.
Here's some big free throws for Zach Klim. And still 12 and a half seconds left.
First one, no good. And now Vernon will have a chance to tie with a two-pointer, even if he makes this free throw. But this rebound, if he does miss it,
This is huge.
this is a huge play. This shot up, he missed it. Ondrik the rebound. One timeout left for Vernon. They're not going to take it. They're going to let Isaiah Ondrik work. Ondrik with 5, and he's fouled. Oh, they had fouls to give,
They have fouls
though.
to give, so now 4.5 seconds. Now you can imagine Vernon wants to call a timeout. And they will use it. Their final timeout. That was the perfect time to foul. You have 2 fouls to give. That's exactly it. You force Ondrik to go early, and then you wrap up. So now, is rather than dribble, let yourself get set, it's 4.5 seconds. You got to get a play up quickly now.
Almaraz does have 4 now, and a 1-point game. Zach Klim could have put some distance between these two teams. 0 for 2 from the free throw line after he spent all that time meditating at the line trying to calm himself. It's so hard, Zach, to just get your heart rate down.
If you miss that first one,
Loneliest place in the world.
and your heart rate just triples because now you had to hit it. So, man, you feel for him. But now we talk about who do you trust to get a shot? You have to trust UW Graham. If you're the Grizzlies, you have to trust your ability to get a stop now. We have talked all game about the defense of this one. When it matters most, you got to stop Ondrik from getting the basketball in his hands. You still have a foul to give.
Why not do 2 seconds and foul again?
Well, you have to imagine they're going to get something going, attacking super quickly here and kind of force that. Now, if you want to, as soon as he catches it, wrap up, just make sure he's not shooting.
Who's your second option if you're the Panthers?
The way they've been running plays, you have to imagine Charlton, he can hit from the outside, so we'll see here. Ondrik will inbound.
Smith, hands off, Ondrik. Gets baseline, a lot of contact. Smith the offensive rebound, Graham's won it. GW Graham the upset. No call at the end, and Graham is going to the finals. Jake Maritzen collapsing to the floor. The Klim twins win out, and the Grizzlies are going to the finals. They'll play Dutchess Park tomorrow on this same floor. Zach Griffin, give me your player of the game. It's a tough one.
Can you just give me a second here? When it mattered most, Matthias Klim, he hit the shot to go ahead. He locked down the paint. And heartbreak again for Vernon. I got to go to Matthias Klim for the player of the game. That was such a performance from both Klims. And what a matchup they'll have with Dutchess Park tomorrow.
It was an amazing game. GW Graham heading to the finals. That's tomorrow. Up next, the 4A semifinals. First, Kelowna versus Van College, a battle of the Titans coming up next here. For Zach Griffin and everybody else here at the LEC, I'm Max Sussman. Till next game, love you. Bye-bye.
Here in the Lightning Panthers. Stay with us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the Langley Event Center and this, the Ken Winslow Court, for the 2020 75th Annual BC Boys High School Basketball Championships. Tonight's 4A semifinal game features the Kelowna Owls and the Handsworth Royals from North Vancouver. Now let's meet the teams. First, the Kelowna Owls, guard number 4, Malcolm Gregor. Guard number 5, Braden White. Another guard, number 6, Hunter Simpson. He's a forward, number 7, Connor Dojon. Guard number 8, Jaden Lolond. And guard number 9, Liam Royston. Guard number 10, Jonathan Houghton. And another guard, number 11, AJ Gill. Guard number 12, Logan Cam. He's a forward, number 13, Ethan Brom. Guard number 14, Tay Parmar. And guard number 15, Rylan Ibbotson. And finally, another guard, number 23, Jared Taylor. Head coach Harry Parmar, assistant coaches Brad Huser, Jeremy Forster, the Kelowna Owls. Now tonight's lineup for the Handsworth Royals. Guard number 2, Kai Geary. Guard number 3, Roger O'Callahan. Guard number 4, Furkan Elson. At wing number 5, Matt Scott. Guard number 6, Robert Lutman. And another guard, number 7, Aiden Kershaw. Forward number 8, Hamish Gregg. At wing number 9, Zachary Waters. Forward number 10, Colin Baxter. And guard number 11, Marco Stoysavlovic. He's a forward, number 12, Charlie Kenna. And at post number 14, Tristan Gow. Post number 15, his name, Avery Porter. Guard number 20, Zachary Mason. At post number 21, George Horn. And finally at post number 22, Matthias Van Byland. Head coach Randy Story, assistant coaches Andres Sach, Ramses Langston, the Handsworth Royals. The officials for this semifinal game, Jason Cook, E.J. Link, and Alex Grunberg.
Here we go, the BC Boys Quadruple A Provincial Basketball Championships semifinals here on TFSETV.ca. My name is Max Sussman, with me is Zach Griffin. This matchup, the number 3 Kelowna Owls against the number 7 Handsworth Royals. Handsworth coming off a big upset over the second-seeded Centennial Centaurs, in which Matthijs van Byland scored the final 5 points of the game en route to a 70-67 win over Dom Parolin and the Centaurs. For Kelowna, they run 10 deep. They do 5-man line changes. They'll start Houghton, Gill, Simpson, Reed,
All right,
or
fans,
White rather,
we're spotting
and
tomorrow's
Jaden
championship
Lalonde, who
game
had
on the
33
line.
points
Who's ready
and
for
11
some
rebounds
basketball?
in their quarterfinal win over Claremont, 94-82. Zach, the question always with Kelowna, how can Handsworth deal with this pressing, trapping defense of the Owls?
It's going to be a very interesting answer to that question to see, as it's going to be ball out of bounds, last touched by the Royals. It's on paper a very interesting matchup to see the guard play of Handsworth, specifically players like Soysavlovic, as well as like the ball handlers like Lalonde, the way they can bring the ball up, the way they can attack this zone, because George Horn is always the threat. The big man, we've yet to really see them. They gave Claremont a little bit of trouble in the first half, but after that they got super physical and was able to really slow them down. We'll see how they can respond.
Lutman nearly lost the handle, out to Stoysavlovic, his 3 no good. Rebound by Lalonde. The starters for Handsworth, Robert Lutman, Zach Waters, Marco Stoysavlovic, George Horn, the big fella, and Matthijs van Byland. Lalonde kicks, Houghton, 3, yes! And when Kelowna's hitting threes, Zach, they're nigh unbeatable.
It comes in waves, and yesterday was the big example of that. Apart from that, if it wasn't that first quarter surge, that's probably a tie ball game overall, but that first quarter surge saw 8 of 10 from deep, and a 39-point first quarter scored against Claremont, and they never looked back after that. So you have to be prepared. The onslaught, it can come at any moment from Kelowna.
First of the game, first team foul of the quarter for the Owls.
Braden White the steal, Matthijs van Byland takes it back and he's fouled. Kelowna does not care about foul trouble. Any of their 10 players they can slot in, they play guards. That's all they play. It's all guards.
We saw that yesterday, so many players in foul trouble. They didn't even really bat an eye. Like, okay, it's your turn to switch in. You come into this, the second team or the first team or however you want to call them. It's just the next guy up mentality, because no real individual has any kind of like overly defining role. Some players play a little bit deeper, but they're all guards and they all do the same thing, and they're all so concerned with crashing and getting in passing lanes and guarding.
Horn kicks out Lutman, Stoysavlovic into the corner. Waters can shoot it from anywhere. He'll pull up from 19, no good. Zachary Waters has been one of the best shooters in this tournament. Van Byland wants the ball and he finishes. Clutch Gene big time for Matthijs van Byland last night.
That's twice now that Kelowna has just basically left the basketball trickling in the open floor, and Van Byland's the one who's picked it up.
3-2 the lead for Kelowna. Kelowna the away team officially, because they're coming from the lower side of the bracket. Handsworth kind of reseeding as a 2 seed because they beat the 2 seed. Kelowna in their road grays with white trim. White with blue and gold trim for the Royals. Waters, one-on-one with Houghton across the timeline. That's where you don't want to be against this team, but Stoysavlovic wide open for 3. Yes! Marco Stoysavlovic gives Handsworth their first lead of the game.
He's got ice water in his veins. He hit some big shots down the stretch last night against Centennial. They're going to need a lot more of that. They need someone who can compete with the shooting. Claremont, their outside looks kind of dried up last night. Otherwise, who knows what could have happened. If they can hit with Kelowna, it really changes the composure and context of this game.
And George Horn's got to do what Ethan Bogue couldn't do, which is dominate the glass on both ends. Stoysavlovic through contact, can't get the bounce. Nearly took it back. Kelowna's going to put a lot of pressure on the refs in any game. It's going to be a lot of contact. Gill to White, the 3 no good, and the rebound, Zach Waters. and stop Zach becomes so important against a team that likes to pressure the ball.
Because you can't let them set up. You want to beat that zone, you stop them so they can't set it up. They like to do it after whistles and after makes. If you can stop those from happening, you don't have to deal with the zone. With the press, I should say.
Again, no good. Hansworth getting stops here early. Van Bylant wants to work one-on-one, but he lost the handle. That's not even a steal. Kelowna's going to break out. Gill over Lutman. What a block, Robert Lutman. Simpson's putback is good. But the chase down, Robert Lutman is the reason I feel Hansworth matches up well with Kelowna. He's such a solid ball handler and such a good defender, and just kind of that do-it-all point guard as Houghton fouls. As Kelowna, their first line change, you'll see their second.